Blue Jamathons. September 18, 2018. Why Ruri Gokou is the best girl in anime. Since the dawn of anime, otakus and weeaboos everywhere have been debating who the best waifu is. Today, I'm going to share with you my answer. It is not anyone from a seasonal anime, rather a 2-season show called Oreimo. You may have heard of it, and the best girl of all of anime is in said show. Her name is Ruri Gokou, otherwise known as Neko, Neko, or Neko. In this paper, I will prove to you that Ruri is, in fact, the best waifu in all of anime. Let's begin.
Oni-chan, you're so
kawaii.
Let's start with an obvious one. She's without a doubt the prettiest girl in Oreimo, and I'd bet that she's the cutest and most attractive girl in all of anime. I found articles detailing what men find attractive in women, so I will go over all of those and show that she is indeed perfect. First, a wide waist to hip ratio. Next, a high voice. She's got a relatively high voice, nothing crazy, but special enough. This next one is confusing at first, but it's an obvious pass when the article describes what it means. Healthy hair. It describes healthy hair as shiny, full, and long hair, which is an easy win for Ruri. Smiles. She doesn't seem to smile often, which may seem like a bad thing for her, but her smile is one of the most pleasing things a human being can have the pleasure of seeing. Less makeup. Ruri doesn't wear makeup, and if and when she does, she rocks it. Wearing red. Okay, I have to disagree with this one. The reasoning behind it is that red imitates lust, which is simply not true because our brains have programmed red to mean stop. So, she may not wear red, but she wears black or white, which you gotta admit, is pretty damn cute. Dark strands. Well, she doesn't have dark strands, but dark hair, in general, should do fine, so I'll count that as a win. Alright, this is where things get controversial. The tall height and large breasts are apparently things men look for in women, which I think is a blatant lie. I can say from my personal opinion that smaller breasts are better, and shorter height is also a plus. Now, I took a look at different articles and wrote down the different characteristics they gave for what men find attractive in women. A clear winner here is big eyes. She's an anime girl, so big eyes are almost a must-have. The only other feature I could find after a thorough search of the first page of Google was that of well-kept hygiene. I shouldn't have to say this, but I think it's quite obvious her hygiene is excellent. She is an anime girl after all.
My friend, you prefer breast or thigh?
Her personality, in a single word, is perfection. She's honest, and we all know that honesty is the best policy. For example, after playing a poorly made video game she completed in mere moments that was advertised as difficult and well made, she said it was a shit game and the creator should go die. C. Honesty. She's also dependable. Give her a task and she'll do it. Along with that is her tendency of being a hard worker. She can be seen making numerous props for her costumes. Ruri is also a genius. She has straight A's as well as the ability to juggle between school life, a social life, and home life, all of which she can do with relative ease. This next characteristic kind of goes along with being a hard worker and dependable. She's motivated. Even after being told her erotic visual novel project would never attract enough attention to make a profit, that didn't stop her. She made it anyway. She may be a bit arrogant when acting like the Queen of Darkness, Neko, but who's to say a little bit of arrogance isn't healthy? Moreover, she will sacrifice some of her time to help her friends. Case in question, when Karino couldn't win a Siscalypse limited edition CD because she couldn't win, Ruri ended up getting it for her, a token to how their friendship has flourished, and how Ruri is such a great friend. As well as all of these personality traits for her normal self, she can easily switch from persona to persona, depending on what outfit she currently has on. She can change her personality to fit the roles of Kuroneko, Yamaneko, Kamaneko, and Shiraneko respectively. Ruri Gokou, by measurement of height and age, is technically a loli at 155 centimeters, 5 feet 1 inch, and an age of 15 to 16. She is, however, very mature for her age.
Stop the cap! Stop the cap right now! Stop the cap!
And her chest is not flat like an ironing board. She is an A cup, and in most developed countries, 16 is the age of consent. Although, in a majority of said countries, you have to be 16-17 as well, or be within a 4-year age range above the age of consent. While not legal to fornicate within Japan, it would be legal to partake in sexual activities if she were to be in a serious relationship/marriage, with a parent/guardian having to approve of the former, all in all, making her essentially a legal loli. For those who are still uncomfortable with this development, that's fine. This just leaves a great gal for the rest of us cultured men.
Hey yo, what the
Her attire is one of the best things about her. She sews her costumes completely by herself and by hand, sewing not just the costumes, but props such as angelic wings, cat ears, a cat tail, and she's even repaired her little sister's stuffed toys with her ability to sew. See Section V for a more in-depth look at her home life. She typically dresses in a Mashera-esque gothic Lolita outfit, which some people mock her for, but in actuality, it shows how devoted she is to her television show. Her other outfit, which was quite an uncommon occurrence, is that of an angel, and instead of all black clothing, the outfit is clad in all white. As said earlier, she even constructed a pair of angel wings to go with the outfit. She's also crafted a series of costumes to please her boyfriend at the time, including a maid outfit and a Neko bikini. Overall, this is a pretty short section, mainly because I cannot show off her talent of sewing with text-based media. See Section 13 for a visual look at not just her costumes, but the angel that is Ruri Gokou.
This is all I got. This is all I got.
Her parents are not that well off, but Ruri makes up for it with care, determination, and hard work for herself and her 2 younger sisters. Since her parents are almost always gone, Ruri is usually by herself with her sisters. She feeds them, teaches them, entertains them, and generally helps them with whatever she needs to. She even repairs her sisters' stuffed toys when they break. See Section 4 and Section 13 for a more in-depth look at her sewing skills. Overall, I'd love to have her by my side. As well as caring for her sisters, she takes up her main hobby/interest, which is the lifestyle of an otaku. See Section V for a more in-depth look at her interests. She's part of a females-only otaku group called Otaku Girls Unite, under her handle name, Neko. That's 2 great things in one. First, she's a weeaboo. Is there any better interest to be involved in than anime? I highly doubt it. After all, it's where the best girl resides, both literally and metaphorically. On top of all the chores and looking after her sisters, she maintains good grades, gets her homework done, and on top of that, she still has time for a committed relationship. Talk about multitasking.
So do you have like any hobbies or anything? Is it hobbies? Yeah, like what do you do for fun?
Of course, her main interest would be anime. I believe anyone who's seen the show would instantly know that's a given. Her favorite show is Mashera, a show about a portal to hell opening over the city of Tokyo, and the humans have to fight off the invaders from hell. That's mature. A bonus fact, the series is written by Kanako's older sister. The younger of the duo is an adorably cute loli with a temper. The series is based on Code Geass and Darker Than Black, which would average its rating at around 8.2 out of 10, so Ruri's got some good taste in anime. At least she's not watching the seasonal garbage that is Stardust which Mururu. On top of Ruri's great taste in anime, she's also a writer. It's unknown how many light novels she's tried to publish, but it's many. That's dedication. You've got to have respect for writers, so unless you've tried writing, you probably don't know how difficult it can be sometimes. But trust me, have some respect. One of the reasons she's not very popular is because she uses too large vocabulary words. This is both amusing and saddening, to know that she's too smart for her own good. Another hobby of hers is keeping all of her dreams and fantasies in a book, dubbed the Destiny Record. It's almost mainly about her boyfriend in the series, and so it's unknown whether she wrote anything else down than goals to do with her boyfriend. Still, it's quite cute, ranging from things like cool down senpai's soup and if senpai gently stroke my head to be trapped in the world of an online game with senpai, and to die once, but be revived by the power of love. Another one of Kuroneko's interests would be computer programming. Specifically, visual novel programming. As documented in Section 2, she was extremely persistent with developing this virtual novel, that she had to ask one of her acquaintances. At this point in time, they were not friends, but would eventually become such, to help her debug the game to make it playable. If you love playing visual novels, then that's perfect. You can be the beta tester for Best Girl's Own Visual Novel. What an honor.
I consider myself to be an extrovert.
Wait, what? But you're an Asian girl that likes to draw and spends all of her time on the internet. You mean to tell me that you're not the super quiet waifu of my dreams?
There isn't much that's needed to say here, but she's an anime girl. That means a lot of things. There's plenty of fan art, fan fiction, fans, and plenty of other things I probably can't think of at this moment, specifically for her. This also means her body proportions should be almost perfect, but she takes it a step further, taking it to the level of perfection. Fan art will be provided in section 13, and if you want a more in-depth look at her fans, check out section 12.
Would you still love me if I was a worm, Dad?
No, of course not.
Rude.
As discussed in section VIII, Ruri has a hobby of writing down her dreams and fantasies, in what she calls the destiny record. What she writes down ranges from minute things such as cooling down senpai's soup and introducing her little sisters to senpai, to much larger and more important items of interest such as what she'd do in the afterlife with senpai and thinking of names for their children together. Her love is genuine, it is bountiful, and it is pure bliss. In order to preserve the relationships of her, Kurino, and Kyosuke, she breaks up with the love of her life, just so the two of them would be happy at the moment, and there wouldn't be any long-lasting strains on their relationships.
Alright, so y'all just seen that corny ass shit.
In or no Kouhai ga Kona ni Kawaii Wait ga Nai manga series, it seems her plan has worked beyond perfection. She has 2 kids with Kyosuke, and another on the way, and Kurino visits typically, another testament to her intelligence. This may seem like bad news, but it just goes to show how much she can love someone. And if you don't fall in love with anyone else, and they don't fall back in love with you, you will not have to witness the tragedy that is seeing Ruri cry. Trust me, for those who haven't seen the show, it is not a pleasant sight. I think this situation of waiting for Kyosuke also perfectly illustrates how willing she is to wait on love, an ability not seen very often with modern-day women. She's allowed Kyosuke to even pretend to marry Kurino, and she still loves him. I, for one, think this is amazingly adorable. She's really patient, and she can wait when it matters. She even dresses up for her lover. She's done so as a maid, a catgirl in a bikini, and even a cute little white dress that she picked out just for her boyfriend. Come on, you can't say that's not cute. You'd be a heathen. And heathens deserve to be nailed to a cross. Because heathens are degenerates. If you're into it, she can call you senpai, ni-san, and I'm sure many other things. Her love can run so deep, that she'll pass out from too much love. As for her friends, it may seem like she puts them down, doesn't like them, among many other negative things, but in actuality, she cares deeply for her friends. Another example not listed in section 2, where it talks about how Ruri won a limited edition CD for Kurino, is that when Kurino was in tears, her show was getting torn apart by television company executives, Ruri stood up for her, saying things along the lines of "I know it's not great, and in all honesty I hate it, but you can't ruin anyone's dream like that. I'm sure the same thing has happened to you, it's happened to me, and trust me, I hate it too, but you don't have the right to crush an innocent girl's dream." This moment is very emotional and shows how deep she cares for those around her, even if she may not show it very well. If you get close to her, there's no doubt in my mind that she'll learn to love you deeply and care for you as well. This is one of the things that makes Ruri so attractive because her love runs so deep. I would honestly be surprised if she turned down a rather kinky request. I'm almost certain her love would not be lost on such a trivial matter. She even wore a catgirl bikini costume for her boyfriend. I mean, come on, how awesome is that? Finally, most of her friendships throughout the show begin with haughty or clashing behavior, which may seem like a bad thing in the short run, but all of these interactions have had a profound impact, leaving the majority of the people to come across her as friends, not enemies. Now that we're off of friendships caused by meeting, you can't talk about love without talking about family. As discussed in section V, her home life is pretty rough, not in the way of rough relations, but rough as in a lot of responsibility. The responsibility concerning love is that of caring for her younger sisters. Instead of tossing her responsibilities to the side, she feeds them, entertains them, and quite frankly would probably do anything for them. This could seem odd from a certain point of view, but think about it like this: instead of her sisters, they're her children. Again, as I said in section 2, this is an example of how dependable she is. You know you can trust her with the utmost of important tasks, including but not limited to watching her sisters, and by extent, most likely her children as well, and not only that, but keeping them in a happy mood while she does so. This may not seem like a big deal to most, but in fact, it is an incredibly amazing feat, to handle so much responsibility, most of which is driven by the love she feels for her sisters. In all honesty, I think this is a very admirable quality of love and affection in the best girl. If you couldn't tell already by reading this, or you've skipped to this section, Ruri's nicknames are largely based around the Neko idea, which, in English, means cat. She quite often wears cat ears, typically along with her maid outfit, although said outfit was actually not worn much, but many GIF media contents show her dancing with the said outfit. On occasion, she can be seen wearing a cattail as well. To add to this, she even custom made a bikini for her boyfriend, Kyosuke, which was cat-themed. She did not wear it in public, but it still shows how much she loved her boyfriend. For a more in-depth look at her love and affection, see section 8. There's a lot of fan art depicting her as either a cat girl or posing as a cat girl via a headband and tail, as was said earlier. For visual references, see section 13. She's even such a well-known cat girl cosplayer, that on the MyAnimeList article Mo, Love It or Hate It, she was listed as a great example for a Nekomimi character. If you're asking why this is important, let me introduce you to cat girls, which would be the most popular group of anime girls, loved and adored by many. From wholesome to lewd, anything exists. This may not give her any points in the way of personality, but she gets a lot of bonus points for style and how she looks. You simply can't turn this down.
I hope you have a great one. But listen, you're watching too much lowly hentai. And, I mean, to be honest with you, I'd rather you do meth at this point. You know what I'm saying? Just kidding.
Please note that there will be no hentai in section 13. I thank you. You can't talk about an anime girl without talking about hentai. That's a given. Thankfully, Ruri has some of the most wholesome and wonderfully drawn hentai and doujinshi out there, practically begging you to jerk your bacon meat monkey too. Since hentai is a visual art, I encourage you to look it up on your own time. You won't be disappointed, I promise. You just got to find the good stuff first. And since there's practically no hentai containing ugly bastards, Shiver, and Ruri, you're almost guaranteed to get a nice, wholesome, Kyosuke x Ruri doujinshi. As for hentai, she's usually alone or with Kyosuke. Again, it's very appealing to a wide audience, with no extreme fetishes to be found, really, obviously a few, but it's not to the point where you'll almost certainly find it. It's more akin to finding a moldy strawberry container at a supermarket. You're probably going to see it's bad at first glance, and if not, you'll see it very soon after you actually open it. Now this might scare you, but please, trust me, do yourself a favor and look at Ruri Gokou hentai. You'll probably be busy looking at it anyway while I'm off on a date with Ruri, so it's good practice.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
A good woman is versatile, easily adaptable to her situation. And Ruri is exactly that. You can see her twice in Eromanga Sensei, once being a great sister to her younger sisters, and the second time with Kurino at an anime event, as well as Kyosuke and Saori. Another Eromanga Sensei media form she appears in is a video game for Eromanga Sensei, in which she asks Eromanga Sensei, who we know to be Seidri, to draw lewd art of her, which I think shows how confident she became after she met Kurino and Kyosuke. She also appears in episode 11 of the anime version of Boku wa Tomodachi ga Sukunai, which I have yet to see. Now that I know the best girl is in it, I have to watch it. That's how it works.
Wow, you're a Reddit mod, and a Discord admin?
Now it may not be as fancy or amazing as an actual website, but it's something. R/RuriSquad is currently 1,800 strong.
Much later.
And is unofficially the best subreddit to ever exist. There have been numerous daily, bi-daily, and weekly threads for posting pictures of Ruri, all of which have been great successes, and the current daily Ruri is on number 67 and is expected to end around number 365, a full year's worth of Ruri. This shows how great and vibrant of a community she has, several years after Oreimo finished airing. Quite frankly, I am a bit shocked and disappointed that not many people are indeed joining Best Girls subreddit and Discord server. That there weren't many people here in the first place, and that hardly any were active. For example, up until about 2 months ago, if a post got anywhere from 20 to 30 upvotes, it could hold the number 1 spot on the subreddit for weeks if not months at a time. It's insulting to the best girl that her subreddit be so abandoned, so empty. Thankfully, a user started the daily Ruri series up again, saying that they will post a year's worth of Ruri images, one every single day for 365 days in a row. Talk about dedication to the best girl. That's what I like to see. Overall, the subreddit isn't as active as I'd find it to be from a reasonable and rational point of view, but it's satisfactory. At least it's not in a drought any longer.
Yo, what the f*** are boobs? I'm a visual learner, by the way.
The title is quite self-explanatory. You will get to see images of the best girl Ruri Gokou, and quite honestly, this is probably the best section. Above, Neko in casual clothing, left, and Ruri in more typical clothing, although that of what her lover would see, right. Left, Ruri making advances towards Kyosuke, in her catgirl maid outfit. Above, Ruri dressed in her Neko outfit. Below, fan art of Ruri, from left to right, her clad in a purple dress, her in a black Neko maid outfit. Note that Neko directly translates to black cat, however, this is not Neko's outfit, and a Nekomimi outfit. Above, official art from the show of Ruri in a maid outfit, left, and her second school uniform, a black sailor uniform. Right. Below, Ruri body pillows, all of which are amazing feats of engineering. Note, there are many more, some of which lewd, some of which non-lewd that I didn't picture here. Pictured, the many faces of Ruri Gokou. I had to end this section on a final grandiose, and what better way to do that than to finish with my favorite picture of all time. Now, obviously, I couldn't show every single good picture of Ruri, that'd take far too long, and most likely 200 gigabytes of space, both of which, I do not have. However, I do hope these 18 pictures did give you a window in which to look, at how truly amazing Ruri is. Other waifus have nothing against Ruri. Many are either seasonal waifus, who don't have any significance whatsoever, or they simply can't match up to the pure perfection that is Ruri Gokou. Not a single character can beat Ruri in a competition for who is the best girl. If you try to compare, you will find Ruri blows the competition out of the water. Satanya, Megumin, 02, Rem, Sadri, Shaltir, Yuno, Asuna, Tuka, Kurino, Ryuko, what do these anime girls all have in common? Well, Asuna is pretty shit, to begin with, but the rest of them, in comparison to Ruri, are lesser beings. Asuna just looks like more shit, like I didn't know a character could be this shitty. Come on Reki, you had something going, although still not as good as Ruri, that'd be impossible.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique.
So, as I reach the end of this paper, I hope to have convinced you that Ruri Gokou is indeed the best waifu in all of anime. She's responsible, mature, cute, kinky, honest, intelligent, adaptive, hardworking, and best of all, her sense of love and affection is greater than those ever seen in fiction. Her beauty matches no other, and her personality is brighter than any other. Her love for writing in anime rivals that of my own, which for other otaku writers makes an excellent companion. For just otakus, she'll still make an excellent companion. Why? Because she's perfect. If I had one word to describe Ruri Gokou, it would be perfect, because that's what she is. Thanks for reading this, and I hope you have now been enlightened with who truly is the greatest anime waifu to ever exist.